On the day Esther Muchemi was born, in a little village overlooking Mount Kenya, her parents could not have known what an extraordinary gift she was to the world. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, today on The Boss Lady, we're looking at a woman who has given us a two-time special, Esther Muchemi, a woman whose layers are untapped and unfinished, her words. We have seen her through her 16-year accounting career to now owning Muchemi Group, but how did she get there? Now, step by step, let's start with now your Safaricom journey and then take us through each and every one of your companies.
Well, of course, my foundation and the basis of whom I am is about Safaricom. And to be honest, I respect them for having given me the opportunity to be their dealer. Today, we are one of the largest dealers of Safaricom. That is not where I started. In fact, I always tell this story. And that when I started, I thought I was going away. You know, kawaida yangu. I thought that I was doing good. I thought that I would get the highest commission. To my disappointment, when the results came, I was not anywhere near the top. But I know the reason why. The reason was I was not managed like many of them. So some of them would be able to get shortcuts to be able to do better sales than I could. But remember, for me, it was an issue of buying today, selling today, collecting the money today, banking the same money tomorrow, and using the same money to, for example, I could not give credits to my customer. So where other people would be able to give credits to the sub agents and to the people who are buying from them, for me it was a no, because I recognize if I do that, I will destroy my little capital base that I had. So for me, it was a matter of cash. I give you credit, I give you my goods, you give me my cash. And because of that, there was an advantage that I could not take because, and that is the advantage. You know, Kenyans, they love credits. For me, I'm sorry, it could never have worked for me. It could never have worked. And took me probably a year for me to feel that I'm all more or less at par with my competitors, and we could then compete on the same day. But for me, it came with a big sacrifice. What is that big sacrifice? The big sacrifice was I tore my credit cards. I couldn't go, oh yes, absolutely. I couldn't go for holidays for probably more than 7 years. My children were in basic school, as basic can be. I could no longer join the Mudaiga clubs and all that. Remember, I was a member before then when I was employed because my salary allowed me to do that. But it came with a big sacrifice. It came with a big sacrifice. And from there, from the one shop, we've been able to build. We have 4 companies in telecommunication today. We've been able to build more than 60 outlets, all at very good standard. And that's for 10 years, and that's important. For 10 years, I focused on nothing else but building my Safaricom dealership for 10 years. And this dealership we are talking about is Muchemi Telecommunication. For 10 years, I did nothing else but build Safaricom Muchemi Telecommunication. After that is when I went into real estate. And in real estate, I did little by little again. I always make fun today. Then it was not funny. Oh yes, you get what I mean. I have some plot somewhere in Kahawa Wedani, Kahawa Shukari, Sijui Dadora, and today I don't even know whether I'll be able to locate them today. You get what I mean? But the value that they have today, honestly, I'm wowed. We put little money in them because that's the little we could afford then. What am I trying to say? The little saving that you have today, don't ignore it. You know, the Bible says, throw your bread into waters. You never know what it will become in years down the line. And that I have learned from a personal experience. The saving culture of that little money, that little plot I bought in Kahawa Shurkari, today it's worth a lot of value. And then, that's what I did then. is what has allowed me today to get into real estate in the way I have done it today. For example, we have a building in Tomboya Street, an 8-story building in Tomboya Street. We have After 40 Hotel, which is built on a plot that I built under struggle and under strain, and I didn't know what I was doing then. But 3 years down the line, it became the foundation, the asset that has allowed us to build the After 40 hotels. So that's how we got into real estate by default. I'm not saying that we are yet there, but I know we have a foundation that will make us pray big to the best of our knowledge because of those sacrifices that we need then. Interestingly, Heavenly Foods, which is a fast food restaurant, is in our building. Space, which is one of my favorite, not because it makes money for me, but because it has impact on the young generation. This is service studio and offices that are in one of our buildings. Why do I love it? Because I came out with a concept when it was little known in this country. And the reason I came out with that concept is because in 2007, my husband was feeling unwell, and so I was out of the country because we were seeking medical education in the UK, and I was still then managing my company. And for 6 months, I was outside the country, leaving my company that was big then in the hearts of workers. And when I was there, I realized that where I was sleeping, I could have access to the offices. And I said, oh my God, this is beautiful. Why don't I do it in my country? And when I came, that is one of the things that I did. It has not become exactly what I thought it would be, but honestly, being able to give young people serviced offices where they can start their businesses with dignity. Oh my God, it gives me such satisfaction.
Giving back.
Oh yes, I'm giving back. And even if it doesn't make lots of money for me, I'll still do it again. And I have no intention of raising up the price to a level that they cannot afford, because yes, you are right, it's bringing back to the society.
So how did the book come about?
For a very long time, I'm very good friends with my pastor. I worship at Regius Baptist Church. And we are good friends. And anytime I would go and visit him, and I would have a conversation the same way we are having this conversation, my pastor would ask me and you tell me, you know, Esther, I don't believe what God has put in you, the wisdom he has given you, the knowledge he has given you, the experience he has given to you is meant to be yours alone. And remember, it's my pastor. So I would say, Pastor, you know, I'm not a pastor. I'll tell myself, Pastor, you know, I'm not a pastor.
You don't need to go and
honestly, what is a challenge you are throwing my way? And I could go there a second time and he could put pressure, not pressure, we could still have a conversation, more or less the same conversation. And it kept bothering me. At some point, it kept bothering me. I kept asking myself, how do I share with people what God has given me? What platform do I need to use? I am not a celebrity, so I don't have these numbers. I am not a politician. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a public figure. So what platform will I use to be able to share that will allow me to share this, what is being recognized as something that I need to share? And after 2017, when I went again in the social media, my publisher, you know, the publisher of my book is in Uganda, he kept on following me. And at one time he told me, you know, Madam Esther, there is no way I'm going to let you go. We must share this wisdom in a book. And I'm willing and I'm offering to be your publisher. And I told him, you know, Guy, if you think that there is something we can write on, please let's do it. Remember, I was coming from a position where I am at that position that I need to figure out how I need to share my journey, my values, my principle with the people if they could help people. And so there we go. And we agreed, as simple. You notice by now that my journey starts from a very basic, simple something. And that's what I want to tell people as well. Don't complicate life. Life is not as complicated. To the extent you can understand, do it. So that's what we did, and we agreed that we are going to write a book. And he wrote. The first level of sourcing for my material is the things I had shared in the book, in the Facebook. Over time, he had begun to feel whom I am. Then we sat together, he questioned me, and for a whole year, we were working on this. When the first manuscript came, it's like I felt, this is not exactly me, because there is a way, there is a language, there is a way I do my sentences, there is a way I speak to people. So again, for 3 weeks, probably 4, I crossed myself and I was on it, changing the vocabulary, changing the words, changing the message and all that.
You wanted it to be so personal, wanted it to be.
Yes, to be honest, this is what I said, and I think there is a sentence in the Bible, in the book, where I said, I want you, when you read the book, whether you are in a matatu, whether in your office, I want you to feel like Esther is speaking to you. I want you to relate with me at a very personal level. And so I try to be as honest as possibly could be. I tried to speak like I normally speak, only that this time that I was putting it in writing. And I am glad, because there is testimony, especially to those people who know me, that when yesterday I was with Washeke Duati in After 40, and her confirmation, her statement was, because she knows me from way, she's the founder of Centonomy. She told me, Esther, as I read your book, I felt you. I could relate with you. Having known you, I could feel the truths in what you wrote.
From an early age, she believed that she was meant for greatness. Give Me My Mountain was published in 2018. It expresses details of her courageous journey in value-based entrepreneurship. Currently, Esther employs over 600 staff in her different companies. With that said, let's take a look at the Boss Lady Quote of the Day. Boss Lady Quote of the Day. When life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they are more determined to struggle for a better future. This quote is by Queen Elizabeth. That has been all for today. See you next week for another exciting episode of The Boss Lady.